Check out thechosenprime.com in the link in the description below for this and other great items.
Alright, welcome everyone to another Radio Free Cybertron review. I'm your host, Diecast, and today, courtesy of the Chosen Prime, we have DX9's Carry, which looks absolutely incredible. Obviously, their take on Rodimus Prime. Let's go ahead and get the comparisons out of the way right up front. I know a lot of people, it seems like they look for these comparisons to figure out where they're going to fit in their display. Here he is with MP10 Optimus Prime, and they are pretty much shoulder to shoulder. Prime is a tad taller. It's not really showing up on video, but on this side I can definitely see in person that he is taller. Here he is with what I'm considering my hot rod, which is MP08 and MP9. Not sure. It's one of those two. I think Grimlock might have been 8 and Hot Rod was 9. But you can see Hot Rod in the corner there. And honestly, Masterpiece Hot Rod feels a lot more delicate and fragile than Carry does. So I'm really impressed with the quality of Carry. I can't get Masterpiece Hot Rod to kind of stand upright. So there, just have all three in the photo. We'll also bring out another figure I just reviewed, and that's Warpath, or War Dog from Bad Cube. Just to get him in the photo there. You can see how he fits in. And definitely, as far as Masterpiece goes, he is absolutely on scale. Perfect. Let's get these guys out of the way. And one other comparison I wanted to do is we'll put him in there with Chigger. So you can see how DX9 is comparing to another DX9 product. Get Chigger out of the way. And for comparison, again, here he is with X-Trans Bots Apollyon. And yeah, he definitely fits in the Masterpiece scale quite nicely in robot mode. Now, what you're going to see a difference is he does a lot of mass shifting to get into vehicle mode, which we'll get into a little bit later. Here you can see his Targetmaster gun buddy. This is the configuration I personally have it in and like it in. You can see the back here. I just fold that up because it's normally around like this, I believe. And the stock comes up like that. But that's a little bit too long for Carry to hold. Get that tabbed in there. You can see he can't bend his arm. He can hold it straight out if he wants to. And even still, the stock is kind of in the way, and you get this tilt. But yeah, the way I like to configure it, there is a peg up here on this side for the front. So I like to leave that pegged in up top there. And then when I come around back here, I just untab this, rotate this around so it sticks straight up, rotate this up, spin this around, and then bring the stock down just like that. And it gives you this back of the gun seems like everyone has their own kind of way of posing this gun, and I just wanted to throw mine in there. That's, you know, my personal, this is the way the gun looks best to me. And as you can see, he will put that gun off to the side for now. He does have the pointing finger, so he can point at Galvatron, tell him it's the end of the line. And as far as articulation goes, he has a nice ratchet right up top at the shoulder. Go up about that far. He can rotate around. He can't go all the way around just due to the wings of the backpack, but you can get a pretty good distance going around with him. Same thing on this side. You get a rotation down at the right above the elbow. You only get 1 point of articulation, so you almost get 90 degrees right at the hand. You do have the stacks coming off here for the guns, which look a lot better than Masterpiece Rodimus did it. Clicky joints everywhere, super stable. Do get a nice waist rotation. Legs can go all the way back, all the way forward. It's not ratcheted, but he does hold it quite nicely. Does have a very softer ratchet at the knee, so you can get a 90-degree bend, a little bit more than 90-degree bend. Same thing on the other side, of course. Do get an upper thigh swivel right there. Adjust the camera a little bit. Upper thigh swivel. And nice ankle pivot, very smooth, very nice. Forward motion on the foot, and you get this heel back here, which it doesn't rotate or anything, but it adds. He's super stable even with that backpack. I mean, you would have to have him really off balance for him to want to fall over. So, just absolutely amazing. I can't believe how impressive this figure is in hand, and how much I think everyone's going to like him. I mean, it's really kind of a surprise. I was happy with Chigger. Chigger was better than I expected, and don't you know they did it again with Rodimus or Kerry. He's just super impressive. And let's go ahead and transform his little Targetmaster first. We can just unclip the barrel right there. I'll bring this around so it's kind of formatted like it should, where it's almost split at a 50-50. And first thing you want to do, you can see it's almost the same on each side except for that one peg right there at the foot. We'll go ahead, take these wing pieces off, unpeg these feet, then we can unpeg these two top pieces, and then we're just going to split this whole thing. If you angle the arm down, it'll unlock that little tab right there. Just pull that up, and then the whole shoulder pieces will slide down. That'll peg in. Then we come down to the legs. These become the feet. So now all we have to do is peg in the wings on the back of him. And they just have a little peg right there that you can peg into his back. Actually, that's probably the wrong way. Yeah, you want them facing the same way as Rodimus's. And right there. I just noticed he has a little bit of blue paint on the back of his head, which is kind of odd. But there you have, you can angle these wings up a little bit if you want. There you have his Targetmaster, and we'll come in real close. See the nice head sculpt on it. He is all ball joints, so he has a lot of posability. Doesn't need to be, super stable because he's so small. And for size comparison, there he is with Rodimus. Comes up to about his kneecap. And here he is with a Legends who has magnets stuck to him. There he is with Bombshell. So almost Legend size. Not quite, but pretty close. Get Bombshell out of there. And we'll zoom in again just so you can... He is all black, or mostly black, with the exception of the silver paint up here. Wish it had a little bit more paint in the chest, but I'm not buying carry for this guy anyway. So it is what it is. He can hold his little weapon, but he has the same problem that what Rodimus has, is he can't bend his elbow. So you can kind of do it off to the side, but it looks dumb. So let's go ahead and put him off to the side and get into the transformation. Now in my reviews, I always like to transform it how you get it out of package. Because this is a test shot, I don't know how he's going to be in the package. So I'm just going to probably transform him both ways for you, just so you can get a feel. And that way when you get yours in hand, if you need help, you'll be able to reference back to the video. But I will say I am super surprised with this figure that I thought it was going to be very complex. It's actually a really fun and really straightforward transformation, which I did not expect at all. So congrats to DX9 for the great design on this guy to be able to pull that off. And before we get him transformed too, just to show off, he does have this chest piece which can slide down a little bit, and you see the matrix of leadership in there. It doesn't come out, but it is painted pretty nice. Probably won't ever display it like that, but it's a nice thing that they put in there. Get in on the head sculpt. Very nice. There is a little paint scuffing right on his chin, but this is a test shot, so that will be changed. Nice silver paint up in the top of the shoulders. You have some nice gray paint down in the lower part of the shoulder or the arm. Got some orange and yellow right here. Of course, his nice chrome pipes that also act as weapons. Same thing on this side. You have all this nice detailing in the center chest. And when I get mine, I'm definitely going to put an Autobot logo right in there. Definitely Repo Labels is going to have something to go for this guy, I'm sure. Then down at the legs, you have some silver in the chest. Then some, this is actually a different color red. This is like a painted red. And then you have the red plastic. Nice orange plastic right here. Have the red plastic again, some nice little yellow details right at the leg, and then these dark gunmetal gray lower part of the legs, and the black die-cast feet with the gray heel pieces. So, plenty of nice paint on this guy. And then, of course, how can I forget the back of the figure? You can see those nice flames coming through, and it really does look nice from the side and the back. A lot of people were worried about the yellow and the red bleeding together, and even on the test shot they did a really nice job of it. You can see the backpack is pretty flat for what he turns into. It's pretty impressive. There is this little windshield that you can either put it like that. I didn't get instructions, so I don't know what the official way is. You can slide it up underneath, which kind of gives him that sitting on his back a little bit. You can do it like that if you want to leave it flat. Or you can do what I like to call the Ultra Magnus, Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, and just hang it down. I mean, you know, why not? Butt flaps are in these days now, right? Masterpiece butt flaps. But anyway, yeah, I'm being stupid. That is the way I like to have it personally. I think it looks good from the front. You don't see that backpack as much or that windshield as much. So, really nice piece. You can get him in a lot of super nice poses. Just awesome figure. And unlike my Masterpiece Rodimus, he does not feel fragile. I feel like I can move him around and transform him back and forth. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the transformation. And as always, I've transformed this guy about one time because I was super excited to get this, get this review shot and get it up for you guys. So let's go ahead. At first, we're going to separate, come to the back of the arm, or the bottom of the arm, and just untab these chrome panels, just like so. Untab that, just like so. Now you can pull these panels out. That will let you rotate these up. And then the hand, you just have to spin the hand so the thumb is facing down. And then that'll sit right inside. Because I don't think it'll spin the other way. Yeah, it won't spin the other way, so you definitely have to flip the hand around. Just like so. Do the same thing on this side. Straighten the arm out. There's a little tab on the end there that kind of helps you get your finger in there to pull those around so you don't pull off the smokestacks like I did. Peg that right on there. Flip the fist around. And then just rotate that up. Next thing you can do is just pull these arms out, and it'll pull the side of his chest out. They clip in right there. That kind of holds everything together. And then you can pull this backpack down, and we're just going to spin that around while we're back here. And when we're spinning that around, we're going to lift up this piece right there. And Rodimus's head, or Carrie's head, will fold back just like that. This panel will come up, his chest panel, or the front of the car, and then this whole panel is on a slide. That'll just slide right down. Now that chest is out of the way, you can bring the arms up and they will peg together. The sides of the chest will peg together. And we'll just straighten out the arms. And on the front here, slide the chest down. And you can see there's a peg right there and a peg hole right there, or a slot right there, that they slide into. And there you pretty much have the front of the car already. Now we're just going to come to the legs. First thing we're going to do is flip the foot in. Now this heel is on a separate piece that folds, and then this piece folds into the foot. Same thing on this side. Fold the heel in, and fold the rest of the foot into the toe. And we're going to come down, pull the bottom of the front of the calf off, flip these around, flip these around, these are going to rotate around just like so. That way they're on the top of the vehicle. Then we're going to extend the legs, and then fold them back up. And then they are also going to tab in right there. So we do that same thing on this side. Tab that in. And now all we have to do is come up to this top section, his backpack, which again is a lot easier transformation than I would have expected. Just going to pull this panel out. That's going to sit right there. There's going to be a little flap up there. We're going to flip that down, flip this down. That'll peg in on the side of the leg. Just like so. Same thing on this side. Get that pegged in. And once you'll feel it slides in super easy. We're just going to bring the back piece down, and then you'll see that piece slides right in between these two back red pieces, the parts of his leg. And that gives you a nice solid back on here. Then you're just going to come up to the top. Oh, we can do that first. Flip this piece down in the front. That lines everything up, and then just bring the windshield down. And that'll sit on the front of the car. And then all you have to do is take care of his wings now. The wings kind of fold down. Probably should have did this first. You just kind of gotta guide everything in so the exhaust pieces slide into the pieces on top here. Do the same thing on this side. Extend this out. Slide that in. If we open that piece up, it'll give you a little bit more room just to lock everything in place. And once you have those locked in place, they will peg in the back. And then it's just a matter of tabbing everything in, making sure everything's square. And there you have Kerry in his Rodimus Prime vehicle mode. He rolls really nice, exceptionally well. I don't know if the audio is translating, but these are rubber tires. Very nice too. It doesn't feel like they're going to crack or anything like that, or separate. I had to double check just to see if they were actually rubber or not, because they don't have that play that most, like the Takaras or the Hasbros that have rubber wheels tend to have that extra little play where you pull the tires off. These don't seem to have that, so really nice job. There you have him in his vehicle mode. Let's do a comparison. Here he is with Masterpiece Bumblebee, just so you can see how they match up. And let me go ahead and get Masterpiece Prime transformed, and we'll do a size comparison with him. Okay, and here we have Optimus Prime in his vehicle mode. As I was transforming him, I was definitely realizing Kerry is a much better and a much more fun transformation than Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is kind of fiddly, and certain things bump other things as you're doing the transformation. So actually, from side to side, they're about the same length. But you can see Optimus Prime is a lot taller than Kerry. I figured that would be the best size comparison to do for you. Bring in something else just to do a size comparison with. Here's RID Bumblebee. And it scales quite nicely with the deluxes. That looks about right to me. So go ahead, just give you a view all the way around. The nice flame work, nice orange on the bottom here. The front, you can flip up this glass as if someone's going to jump in, but there are no seats in there. So, but you can give them that look if you want. Top has some nice orange and yellow detailing also, and this little bit of painted orange. On the back you have a couple silver bits painted on, and then on the bottom you can see how everything kind of compresses in. Really awesome transformation, and again, I'm just amazed at how easy it is to transform, and how fun it is to transform, and how solid of a figure it is. And I keep saying DX9 is awesome, and every figure that's come out so far, they have proven what I've been saying, that DX9 is just awesome. Sugar, I don't know why he's not sold out in stores already, because he is an awesome transformer, and I just can't say awesome enough when I'm talking about DX9, because I really like what they're doing. Definitely all in on DX9. So let's go ahead and get into transformation back to robot mode, which is pretty simple. First thing you want to do is unpeg this back piece. That'll give you a little bit of room on the inside here. You can start unclipping the wing. There's a tab right here to give you a little bit of room to get your finger in on both sides. Just want to pull that out a little bit. And also like to pull the arms down. Pull the arms down just a little bit. That gives you room to flip up these flaps. Pull them up, and they kind of hinge back onto themselves. Just like that. And untab this from the back. Just pull it out because of how it tabs in. And you can angle this back, pull this all the way around if you want. Then we're going to flip these back pieces in, And these back pieces fold that way, like that, and like that. And this back piece can come down. They're all back pieces. I mean, they all end up on his back. So now we can bring the legs down, bring these pieces onto the inside, and we basically have this. Circle these pieces around, they clip everything in. Same thing on this side, circle everything around, they clip everything in. Then you don't rotate the waist, because otherwise you would have the screws showing in the front. So instead of rotating the whole waist around like you do with a lot of the Transformers, you're just going to rotate the thighs at the upper thigh swivel. That keeps the screws in the back and not on the front. And also we can spin this, let's head out of the way, spin this backpack around so that's in the right direction. Come up here, split the arms, angle them up a little bit, because that's what's going to lock everything in. Slide this piece up. Then just slide this piece up. Bring the chest in. Bring the head up. And you can bring this whole backpack up, collapse it, and then you bring the arms in and the sides of the chest, and that locks everything in place. And the one thing I forgot to do before I did that is to flip this orange piece up, which kind of compresses everything in. And then all you have left to do, we'll come around back, flip this up on his back, just like I like it. Flip the hands out, down, rotate them around. They're just on a swivel. Rotate this piece down, collapse it in, and then flip the chrome exhaust section down. Same thing on this side. Flip the hand out, rotate that around, rotate this whole section down, collapse it in, and then flip the exhaust back. And there you have Rodimus again in his robot mode. Oh, other than the heels. And this is the one thing I hope they fix on this test shot. They are super tight. You can't really get your finger in there to flip them out at all. So what I had to do, and I don't like doing this unless I absolutely have to, is just take a screwdriver and kind of flip those feet out. And then the heels are easy. You can just get your finger in there to flip those out. So get that flipped out. Flip out the heel. And there you have Rodimus again in his robot mode. And he is just excellent. I can't wait till I get my actual official one in hand, because he is just so good, and he's going to look awesome next to my Masterpiece Optimus Prime and everything else. If you didn't pick up Masterpiece Optimus Prime yet, I believe the Takara and US versions are getting re-released at the Chosen Prime. One, if not both of them. So definitely check that out. Pick up Optimus Prime while you're there. You definitely want him for the shelf. I don't like transforming him too much, but he is awesome in robot mode, and that's where he should. That's where he'll stay. The same as Rodimus, but Rodimus I could actually see taking down and actually transforming it every once in a while, just because it is a fun transformation. Really like it. Super impressed again with DX9, and again, this is a test shot, so things could change, tolerances could change, but the tolerances for a test shot, everything on him is just really nice. I mean, he seems production ready. Hopefully they can do something with the feet to make them a little bit easier to flip out, but I mean, he's pretty much ready to go. And there you have him with his little friend. And there you have it. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way when we do test shots like this, I have another one coming up very shortly that also got here today, and that's Siegfried from Unique Toys, and that's going to be the centerpiece of their Orden, which is their Not Abominus figure. You're definitely going to want to check that out. That should be posted in the next couple days. I just wanted to get Carrie done right away, and especially because it was such a fun and easy transformation, I figured this one would be the easiest to get out right away to you. But make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Radio Free Cybertron, we're everywhere you want to be. And then make sure you check out the Chosen Prime, and go ahead and pre-order this. I promise you won't be dissatisfied.